A single wrong spray when cleaning the mass airflow sensor can burn the protective coating on the ultra-thin platinum wire inside the sensor, which operates at more than 300 degrees Celsius. And once this protective layer is gone, the sensor will send incorrect data, causing the engine to shake, lose power, waste fuel, and trigger the check engine light repeatedly. The concerning part is that most people have no idea they are damaging a $450 sensor simply because they spray too close, spray against the airflow, or use the wrong chemicals such as WD-40 or brake cleaner. In this video, I will show you exactly that mistake, explain why it can destroy the sensor instantly, guide you through the correct cleaning procedure based on technical standards, and show you 3 simple tests to know whether the MAF is still alive or already damaged. Just by watching the opening section, you will avoid one of the most expensive errors in car maintenance. Section 1. Why the MAF sensor is very fragile. The mass airflow sensor measures the amount of air entering the engine, but its internal structure is extremely delicate. It uses an ultra-fine platinum wire to measure airflow, and even a thin layer of oil, vapor, moisture, or dirt can cause the signal sent to the ECU to shift immediately. When the airflow data is incorrect, the ECU calculates the wrong fuel amount, making the engine weak, slightly shaky, and noticeably less fuel efficient. Common signs when the MAF begins to weaken include: the car accelerates poorly and responds slowly. Idle is unstable. Fuel consumption increases. Harder starting when the engine is cold, likely to trigger lean mixture codes or abnormal airflow codes. Because it depends directly on the airflow from the air filter and intake pipe, the MAF is very sensitive to cleaning methods, contaminants inside the intake tract, or unsuitable chemicals. This is why even a single incorrect action can make the sensor lose accuracy very quickly. Section 2. Mistake number 1. When cleaning the MAF that destroys the sensor immediately. The most serious mistake many people make when cleaning the mass airflow sensor is spraying too close or spraying directly at the hot wire inside the sensor. When the spray pressure is too strong, the thin protective coating on the platinum wire will peel off, exposing the metal that operates at extremely high temperature. Once this coating is gone, the hot wire will oxidize, burn, or deform during the next startup. The consequences appear almost immediately. The airflow signal sent to the ECU becomes inaccurate, causing the air-fuel mixture to fall out of balance. The engine will shake slightly, lose power during acceleration, consume more fuel, and easily trigger codes such as P101 or P171 after only a few minutes of operation. In many cases, the sensor is completely damaged at the moment of spraying, but the user does not notice because the car continues to run temporarily using the ECU fallback values. Only a few days later, when the hot wire begins to turn black or lose sensitivity, the check engine light appears, and at that point the sensor can no longer be saved. Section 3. Chemicals you must never use when cleaning the MAF. One of the biggest reasons the MAF sensor fails right after cleaning comes from using the wrong spray solution. Many people believe that as long as it becomes clean, it is fine, but the truth is the opposite. There are 3 types of chemicals that must never be used. 1. Carb cleaner. This solution contains strong corrosive additives. When exposed to the high temperature inside the sensor, which can exceed 300 degrees Celsius, it leaves a thin smoke-like film that sticks to the platinum wire. This residue causes the sensor to misread airflow and quickly become blind. 2. Brake cleaner. Although it evaporates quickly, brake cleaner contains chlorine and strong detergents. These chemicals make the protective coating brittle, causing the hot wire to burn. Many sensors fail after only 1 or 2 sprays of this chemical. 3. WD-40, or lubricant-based products. WD-40 contains light oil. When the MAF heats up during its self-cleaning cycle, this oil layer forms carbon deposits that clog the sensor signal. The car will experience hesitation, slight shaking, and lean codes such as P171 and P174. Most early failed MAF sensors share one common symptom. The measuring wire surface turns dark brown or black, a clear sign of using the wrong chemical. The only safe solution is to use a dedicated MAF sensor cleaner, a type that evaporates completely and leaves no residue or oil. Section 4. Professional-grade MAF cleaning procedure. To clean the MAF safely and effectively like a professional technician, you only need to follow these 5 standard steps. 1. Disconnect the sensor connector before working. This prevents electrical short circuits and protects the internal circuit board from residual current. 2. Remove the sensor from the air duct. Do not spray while the sensor is still installed on the vehicle. Removing it allows even cleaning and reduces the risk of the spray jet damaging the measuring wire. 3. Use the correct solution, MAF sensor cleaner. Do not use carb cleaner, brake cleaner, or WD-40. Only MAF cleaner fully evaporates and leaves no residue. 4. Keep a distance of 15 to 20 centimeters and spray at an angle. Allow the mist to fall gently across the measuring wire. Do not spray directly and do not spray with strong pressure. 5. Let it air dry for 15 to 20 minutes. Do not use compressed air and do not wipe. Reinstall only when the sensor is completely dry to avoid short circuits and incorrect readings. Following all 5 steps restores the sensor to maximum sensitivity, stabilizes idle, improves engine performance, and prevents costly damage. Section 5. Why proper cleaning makes the engine run smoother. When the MAF is cleaned correctly, the sensor measures the airflow entering the engine accurately. This creates 3 important improvements. 1. The air-fuel mixture returns to the correct ratio. A clean MAF helps the ECU determine the actual airflow precisely, allowing accurate fuel adjustment. The engine burns fuel more completely, no longer running rich or lean, resulting in stable, idle, and smoother operation. 2. The engine responds faster and stronger. When the measuring wire is free from oil residue, the signal sent to the ECU becomes smoother and without delay. The car accelerates better, without the sluggish, heavy, or slight vibration feeling when pressing the throttle. 3. Reduced load on spark plugs, O2 sensors, and the catalytic converter. A dirty MAF causes mixture imbalance that leads to carbon buildup and excessive strain on other components. Proper cleaning keeps the entire system balanced, reduces wear, and extends the life of these expensive parts. The final result is a quieter engine, smoother throttle response, better fuel economy, and significantly reduced risk of codes such as P101, P171, and P174. Section 6. How long the ECU needs to relearn after cleaning the MAF. Idle relearn. After cleaning the MAF, the ECU needs time to relearn the actual airflow. During this period, the engine may have high idle, slight shaking, or may not run smoothly right away. This is completely normal. Below is the time the ECU needs to relearn. 1, 2 to 5 minutes at idle. The ECU will read the new airflow values and readjust the air-fuel mixture. The engine may shake slightly, and the RPM may rise to 1,200 to 1,500 RPM, especially on Toyota, Honda, and Nissan. 2. 10 to 15 minutes of idling or driving around. During operation, the ECU receives feedback from the MAF and O2 sensors and gradually adjusts to the optimal level. 3. 1 to 3 drive cycles. Depending on the vehicle, the ECU may need a few more start and stop cycles to finalize the new data, usually within 10 to 30 minutes of actual driving. 4. When should you reset the ECU manually? If after cleaning the MAF, the engine still shakes, the idle is unstable, or codes P101, P171, and P174 still remain, you should disconnect the negative battery terminal for 10 to 15 minutes or clear the codes with an OBD2 scanner so the ECU can relearn from the beginning. Conclusion: a clean MAF with an ECU that has not relearned will still make the engine run less smoothly. Wait a few minutes or take a short drive and it will settle. Section 9. Signs that you have cleaned the MAF correctly. After cleaning and reinstalling the sensor properly, you will notice 4 clear improvements. 1. Stable idle. RPM fluctuates less, and there is no more light shaking when the car is stopped. 2. Smoother and lighter acceleration. Throttle response improves, with no more sluggish or delayed feeling. 3. Better fuel economy. Fuel trims return to balanced levels, and the engine consumes less fuel after a few drive cycles. 4. Check engine light disappear. Codes P101, P171, and P174 usually clear themselves after the ECU relearns. When you see all 4 of these signs, it means you have cleaned the MAF correctly, and the sensor is operating at its optimal state. Bonus 60-second quick test after cleaning the MAF. If you want to know whether the MAF is functioning correctly, you only need 60 seconds. 1. Disconnect the MAF connector while the engine is running. If the RPM rises slightly, the MAF is still weak or reading incorrectly. 2. Check fuel trims with an OBD2 scanner. LTFT around plus or minus 5% means the MAF is reading correctly. 3. Observe the exhaust color while lightly pressing the throttle. No black smoke and no white smoke means the air-fuel mixture is balanced. These 3 steps help you know immediately whether the MAF is fine or needs to be cleaned again. If you have cleaned the MAF but the engine still shakes, feels weak, or wastes fuel, the cause may be the throttle body. Watch the next video. Stop cleaning your throttle body like this, you are damaging your engine. That video will help you avoid 5 mistakes that damage the throttle body that many people make.